Honestly, personally speaking, when it comes to stuff like dating and stuff, I feel like I take it pretty seriously. Because, like, I really only look for, like, serious relationships and shit. I'm like, sorry, I'm eating dinner right now. But the thing is that, like, personally speaking, like, I really only look for serious relationships, and I don't really date anyone if it's, like, a just for fun sort of thing. I never really understood just, like, sort of, being with someone knowing that it'll end. Because for me, it's like, I like being in relationships because I feel like, oh, like, I can have a future with this person, or I see some for potential to, want to keep this person in my life for, like, a very long time, ideally forever. But, like, obviously, I know some people are like, hey, like, it's only going to be for a short period of time. We want to have fun. I get that. But, like, if that person is really, like, someone you can have that type of fun with, or, like, feel that kind of love with, would you want to keep them around? I don't know. I never understood that. Like, okay, so for me personally, right? I've only been in one serious relationship back when I was 21. I'm currently 25. And it lasted for almost 2 years. It was mostly long distance, actually, now that I think about it. It was because we were originally close to each other. We lived near each other. We lived in the same city because she was in college and I happened to be from the city. And then after about 8 months, she ended up moving back to Canada. And, well, I'm American. It's so fucking loud outside. But anyways, I was with this girl for about 2 years. And it was basically long distance for the most part, now that I think about it. Because it's like, originally we were in the same city for about 8 months. And then she moved back to Canada, where she's from. And I'm not Canadian. Fuck that shit. Okay, like, low-key, Canada's really nice. It's, like, not even that bad. They got free healthcare. Trudeau, like, I don't agree with everything he's doing. But, I don't think he's that bad. Anyway, incredibly enough, though, the thing that really put the most tension on our relationship wasn't anything that had to do with us, was actually to do with her parents, specifically her mom. Like, her mom fucking hated me, and it was pretty fucking bad. Just to give you an idea, I flew over to my girlfriend's place in her home country for a whole week. And keep in mind that we hadn't seen each other for some time. I think we hadn't seen each other for about a couple months. And then her mom told her that she could only see me for up to 2 hours. As in, she could leave the house at 11 a.m., but then she had to come back to the house by 1 p.m. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, she really fucking hated me. And, like, my girlfriend, or sorry, my ex rather, she was a huge ass pacifist. So she was like, she loves her parents as well. So, like, for her, she was, like, hella conflicted. Like, on one hand, she wants to hang out with me for all the time that I'm here, but on the other hand, it's like, hey, like, she doesn't want to anger her mom. So it's like, I'm over here like, what the fuck is this news to me, man? Like, I wasn't even told about this 2-hour time limit. If I was told this, I wouldn't have even gone. It was like a terrible situation. Obviously, some of you might be wondering, like, dude, like, what did you do to make her mom hate you so much, right? Because clearly there must have been stuff that I did that was bad. And obviously, I'm 21. I was still very young. I had my faults as well. There was nothing that was, like, too significant. I think I was a bit immature looking back. And I think at the time, I failed to acknowledge a lot of, like, cultural differences that me and her mom might have had. Because her mom, she was a first gen. She wasn't even first gen. She, like, moved here. And then my ex is a first gen immigrant. So for her, like, she doesn't really understand English culture, American culture. She doesn't really go out very much. So, like, for her, it's like, all she knows is like what they knew back in their home country, back in Taiwan. There is a lot of that. But then also, I didn't have a job lined up right after college, and she also really hated that. She was like why the fuck, like, are you dating some guy who doesn't have his shit figured out? And I'm like, I'm fucking like 21, dude. Like, I don't fucking know. But she was like hella strict and like hella fucking hated me, because she was like, oh, like, this dude doesn't have a future or whatever, so like, why fucking bother? The thing is that I did try to improve, and I did try to do my best to like fix these issues and mistakes that I have. Part of it was the immaturity stuff, part of it was not realizing the cultural differences and stuff. But for her specifically as a person, according to my ex, that as soon as she thinks that somebody's a bad person, you can't fucking change their mind. Like, it's just, that's just it. So there's like nothing I could fucking do at that point. Like, once she was like settled and she had her opinion, it was fucking over. But her presence alone was really enough to strain the relationship to the point where I really was questioning whether or not I wanted to stick around. The thing is, during that visit, I actually ended up almost breaking up with her. But I decided to keep trying to make it work, because I was like, no, parents are one thing. You are a separate person. I'm not dating your mom, I'm dating you, right? So that's what my mindset was. But then about a year later, it really was just too much. And among some other issues we were trying to mend, it was just that's just it. We just ended up breaking up. But it's crazy when you fucking think about it, right? Because it's like, dude, I don't think most people go into a relationship into their early 20s. They don't ever think about how significant of an impact your partner's parents have. Obviously, there are some people who are sort of super independent. I'm very independent from my parents. I do whatever the fuck I want. I don't give a shit about their opinion. But I know there's a lot of people out there who are very close with their parents, and if their parents don't like their partner, that is a big problem. I don't think that's something that people really consider when they're dating in their 20s. Bro, this pasta me is fucking bussin'. The thing is that I think about nowadays is, would I do it again? Right? Like, would I, if my next girlfriend is perfect, body bonkers, okay, absolute dime of a personality, and she loves me as much as I love her, if I were to meet that person ever again in my life, but her parents just fucking hate me, would I do it again? And quite honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Obviously, there were, like, again, like in my previous relationship, like, it wasn't just like her, it wasn't just my ex, it wasn't just like my ex's mom, right? It was also like a couple other things here and there about our relationship, and like stuff that I was going through personally. Like, I just didn't have enough time in my life for like another significant other, because like at the time I had like a lot of like shit going on in my life. I was like kicked out of my house by my own parents, because parents fucking hate me, mine included. Like, they fucking hate, like, my dad and I are just the worst. We have the most complicated fucking relationship, but we'll talk about it another time. But it was really fucking bad. But I have had really bad issues with parents only either if I'm their son or if I'm dating their daughter. Other than that, parents fucking love me. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. But anyways, going back to what I was saying before, like, would I do it again? Would I do it again? If I found that perfect person again, would I do it again, knowing that their parents absolutely fucking despise me, right? And I don't know. I would want to say yes. When I think about it, I'm like, dude, I'm dating them. I'm not dating their parents, I'm dating them. But the strain on the relationship it puts is so fucking heavy that I don't really know if it's worth it. So I'm really just asking you guys, because I don't fucking know. Do I think the parents in a relationship are an important factor? I do now. I didn't when I was in my early 20s, but I fucking think that way now. So I mean, I don't know. I want to know what you guys think, because I'm asking strangers on the internet because I want to hear their opinion. Right. Also, just a quick side note, dude, there's this dude who's named like Rowan Drake or something like that, but like he recently came out with a song called Would You Do It Again, and I literally cried listening to it, because that's literally what made me think about all this shit all over again. And it's a great song, but Ryan or Rowan, whatever the fuck your name is, you can go fuck yourself. You literally made me depressed as fuck for a little bit, dude. But anyways, I guess the question I'm asking is, I'm passing it on to you. If you were in my situation, obviously you don't know all the details, but I guess if you knew going into a relationship that there's a very high probability that her parents would probably fucking hate the absolute living shit out of you, would you do it? Would you still go into that relationship, or would you just maybe just not? Or maybe would you just hook up with them and just call it that and just end it there? But like, but I'm telling you, like obviously you're clearly like physically attracted to them, but I'm telling you, like, also like perfect personality, like communicates what she needs, communicates what she wants, you communicate with her and she understands what you need and what you want, and you guys are just like perfect chemistry and everything. Like, envision the most perfect personality of a woman you can ever think of that fits with who you are as a character, and how perfectly you two match up with that, and she's hot. It sounds like the most easiest yes in the world, and when I hear myself talking about this, I think it's the most easiest yes in the world. Like, of course. Why the fuck would I not? Hello? Like, put a ring on that bitch. But it was really bad. It was some of the most stressful shit I've ever had to deal with. Because I feel like for me, like, I always have, whenever there's a problem, I feel like I know how to fix it. I'm immediately looking for solutions. I immediately know what to look for. I feel like I'm pretty good at being like, hey, this is the problem, let's work on this and let's fix on it, or let's work on it and let's fix it, right? This was the first time where I was at a complete loss, and I felt like I was so powerless in a situation, because there was nothing that I could do to change her parents' mind. And that's why, even though the relationship itself is perfect in a vacuum, maybe the long distance sucks. Someone's getting arrested right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. So sure, the relationship in a vacuum might have been perfect, but surprisingly enough, would I do it again? Probably not. And that's not something I would have said 2 or 3 years ago.